From humble working-class origins, Bernard Tapie would rise to become one of France's most well-known people and one of its richest. A man who wasn't afraid to try anything and any profession. He started with race car driving, but after an accident he turned to business, buying bankrupt companies for peanuts and reselling them for hundreds of millions.
Mon unité de mesure étant l'argent, j'entreprends mes affaires et je les fais entreprendre par tous ceux qui m'entourent avec une volonté féroce de gagner beaucoup d'argent.
Tapie hadn't forgotten his love of sport. During the 1980s, he invested in a cycling team that twice won the Tour de France before switching to football, buying the Club Olympique de Marseille, the famed OM. The club won the Champions League in 1993, the first and only French team to win the tournament. But Tapie's time in football wasn't without controversy. It was in 1993 that another French club revealed the OM had tried to bribe its players before a match, a matter that would ultimately land Tapie a 2-year prison sentence. One of his other acquisitions was also to prove problematic: his purchase of clothing brand Adidas. At the time, Tapie called it the deal of his life, but the sale of his stake to Crédit Lyonnais would later trigger a huge legal battle. The French banks sold the stake on for a far higher price, and Tapie howled fraud.
Il y a 6 experts qui ont été désignés et qui ont rendu un rapport sans équivoque. Le Crédit Lyonnais a détenu l'ensemble du capital d'Adidas par des sociétés offshore. C'est le Crédit Lyonnais qui gagnait si ça gagnait, c'est le Crédit Lyonnais qui perdait si ça perdait.
The legal battle would continue for decades, even as Tapie faced another loss: his life in politics. He'd become an MP at a push from socialist President François Mitterrand, later twice serving him as a minister, and he was never shy about showing his hatred of the far-right National Front.
Si Le Pen est un salaud, ceux qui votent pour eux sont des salauds.
Even so, his jail term closed the door of politics, and he switched tracks on his release again, this time into acting. All the while, his legal woes continued well into the 21st century. He saw a €400 million payout in the Crédit Lyonnais case annulled amid accusations of misuse of public funds and fraud. By this time, Tapie was fighting ill health and cancer, a diagnosis that would plague him until the end of his life.
So reactions